Many of you have been requesting for this, and here I come to deliver it to you with my own brain and what I think about this big game. The rival is back. United versus Arsenal. Guys, it had taken very, very long for these two teams to be at least on the same wavelength like they were when Sir Alex Ferguson was here, because most of the times Arsenal always played Man United and we really saw the rivalry on the field of play, right? So this time round, last season Arsenal finished second, United finished third. They've gone ahead to really reinforce their squads. Arsenal brought in Kai Havertz, Declan Rice, Julian Timber, and David Raya. United are not yet done with their business. They've brought in Rasmus Højlund, who might make his debut against Arsenal. They have Andre Onana. They have Mason Mount, who is out of this fixture because he's injured. And they've gone ahead to bring in Beindiri from a side called Fenerbahce. They've gone ahead to announce Sergio Reguilón, and very soon they are going to obviously get the deal of Sofyan Amrabat done in a nick of time, as today is the deadline. It looks like Arsenal's business is really done and they are only focusing onto the outgoings, but all I can let you know that it's really one of those transfers that you obviously want to really think about and see happen into this chemistry. So they're all charged for this season. Arsenal has gone ahead to play 3 games. They've gone ahead to win 2 and draw 1. Arsenal won against Nottingham Forest 2-1. They won against Crystal Palace 1-0, and they drew with Fulham 1-1. For Man United, they won their first game at Old Trafford against Wolverhampton Wanderers. It was 1-0. When they went away at Tottenham Hotspur, they lost 2-0. And last Saturday, they won their game against Nottingham Forest by coming back from 2 goals down and scored 3 to lift that win, and they're having 6 points. So it shows you that Arsenal have not lost any game. United have lost 1. Arsenal have gone ahead to drop only 2 points in a draw. That's what really levels the ground for this game. It's going to be played on Sunday. Mikel Arteta is set to obviously take on Erik ten Hag for the 3rd time. Remember, last season when Arsenal went to Old Trafford, they lost by 3-1. That is it. And when they hosted Man United, that game ended 3-2. You remember that late winner scored by Edin Ketia that obviously gave Arsenal a spirited fight to win that beautiful game of football into the mix. So that's what the ground is like. The landscape is leveled for both teams, but if I told you a United fan, you are scared a little bit. Do you know why you're scared? Because of how the team is playing. I support Man United, you all know that, and I'm scared going to the Emirates Stadium in the stature in which we are. And I thank God that Mason Mount got an injury. He's one of those that's not going to be playing, because if we are going to go with Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro to a midfield that is going to be like Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard and Thomas Partey, Arsenal would run through that midfield like a hot knife through butter. That is it. They would run through it like a hot knife through butter, and you wouldn't really like to see such things coming in through to obviously take you to the next level and obviously stop you from experiencing what you want to experience as a team. So I think Arsenal are only having 1 injury. Not so. They're only having 1 injury. That is an injury of Julian Timber. The rest of the players are available. Tomiyasu's suspension ended on the game they played against Fulham and is returning to obviously be part of the team of Arsenal. For Manchester United, the injuries are really huge. Luke Shaw is out. Rafael Varane is not going to play. Tim Heaton is out. Kobe Menu is out. Amad Diallo is out. Tyrell Malacia is another one that is really out of the injury list. But United welcome Rasmus Højlund back onto this fixture, and he's going to travel with United to London if things don't change. But I would like to sound this. For the very many times that Man United is going ahead to play at Emirates, I think we've gone ahead to lose very many times. Arsenal has beaten us very many times, and I think the last time we won away at Emirates was when we beat you by 3-2. I think in that game, Paul Ebile Pogba saw himself score and was given a red card. And the most memorable bit of that game was that double save that David De Gea made to stop Alexis Sanchez to score against Manchester United, because the game was 3-2 and Arsenal was attacking Man United left, right and centre, and I think that's when we last picked a win that side. But for the previous times, we've gone ahead to go at the Emirates and play there. Arsenal have gone ahead to boss us and beat us. Even when last season we got ahead of Arsenal in the 15th minute, and then Arsenal leveled and went 2 goals up, and Bukayo Saka scored one of the best goals I've ever seen him score against a team in the Premier League. We leveled up through Lisandro Martinez. It was a corner, but Arsenal in the dying minutes just piled pressure onto pressure and saw us really concede. So I believe it's really going to be a highly contested game, but it looks like Arsenal really having an upper hand this time around because they are home, and maybe Mikel Arteta needs to obviously prove to us that he's going to obviously pass this test. It's the big team. It's the first team is going to play in the top 6. That is Mikel Arteta, and we anticipate that's going to put in a lot of courage, lots of brains, tactical display, and this game is going to be a game of chess. You're going to see managers who are really good tactically, and they are going to cancel themselves one another. Who is going to do the checkmate on the one the other? Guys, I don't know. It's all into your hands, and I want to hear you out onto who do you think is going to do the checkmate. Now, as I've told you, the Arsenal side, who is available and who is not available, allow me throw you into this predicted starting 11 of Arsenal that I believe Mikel Arteta is going to front to the United Army as they fly to London to take them on Sunday. The system of Mikel Arteta, it doesn't change. It's a 4-3-3. You all know that system very well. And you will understand that he's really having competition from the goalkeeper. Aaron Ramsdale versus David Raya. I don't think that this is a magnitude of a game that you would bring in David Raya to do the needful. As I told you, David Raya might have his debut when Arsenal is playing in the Champions League or in the Carabao Cup. That is around 26th of this month. That is the month of August. So I believe it's going to be Aaron Ramsdale in between the stitches, because he has shown us that he obviously does a better job for the club of Arsenal, and he is obviously good at making statement saves when it comes to fixtures like this. This is, I think, the 5th time he's going to play against Manchester United. His first time he played against Manchester United at Old Trafford, he lost by 3-2. Then when United paid them a visit at Emirates, he saw Arsenal beat United by 3-1. Ronaldo scored 1 goal. Then last season when he came to Old Trafford, he swallowed 3. Arsenal put 1 past Manchester United. And when we played Arsenal at Emirates last season, obviously Aaron Ramsdale saw 2 goals go past his goal line, but Arsenal went ahead to win. And I think he's not a novice in such a game situation. He knows exactly what to do. This is what makes him a different kind of player altogether, and that is Aaron Ramsdale. Now, after Aaron Ramsdale, I go to the right back position. I don't see Thomas Partey being played on the right back position. And if I told Mikel Arteta put Thomas Partey that side, I'm going to be stunned. This is the first big game, and it's going to show us the plans that Mikel Arteta has for Thomas Partey. But I believe it's going to be this man who is going to play onto the right side of the fullback, Benjamin White. He's going to get back to his position and play there very, very well. And that means he's going to be facing Marcus Rashford, one of the battles that saw Ben White exposed last season, and Mikel Arteta got him off at half-time and brought in Tomiyasu. And you never know, he might put there Tomiyasu because Tomiyasu has proven to be very solid when it comes to defending and closing down Marcus Rashford. On the left back, I think it's going to be Tomiyasu. People are calling about Zinchenko, but I think Zinchenko is not physically fit. He's not fit. Let's all admit there is something wrong with Zinchenko, and Zinchenko is not fit. You know, he's not much fit. You see to it that even in the game that Arsenal was playing Fulham, it's Zinchenko's unfitness that costed Arsenal that corner that resulted into the Paulinho goal that leveled the game in the 87th, 89th minute. So Arteta cannot trust him anymore. According to me, he cannot trust him anymore with that position, especially in the game of this stature. He just wants to see him maybe play some minutes in the dying time. Then afterwards, he obviously goes to the international break. He plays for Ukraine. He gets in some minutes in his legs and then returns at Arsenal to do the needful. So I think Tomiyasu is going to be facing Anthony of Manchester United, who is going to play on the right attacking side of the midfield. When you look at the central defense, Saliba's position is obviously there. Saliba on the right side of the central defense, we love the guy, meaning that's going to face Anton Martial or Rasmus Højlund, and it's really going to be a highly contested battle. Alongside who in the central defense? It's going to be Jakub Kiwior or Gabriel Magalhaes. I think it's going to be Big Gabi. I think Big Gabi had a problem with teams like Real Madrid wanting to sign him. That is it. That costed him his desire to obviously be at Arsenal, and I think his mind was not yet settled. But because we are going to play this game after the window, that means Gabriel Magalhaes' brain or memory is going to be at Arsenal, and he's not going to be thinking about leaving the club of Arsenal. So I believe he's going to stay at the club of Arsenal, and he's going to do the needful to obviously get himself where he deserves to be as a player of Arsenal. So I think Mikel Arteta has all the right to obviously bring him back to play a very huge role in this fixture of Arsenal and Manchester United. We go to the central midfield. This is what I believe it's going to be like. Obviously, I believe Thomas Partey is going to be played in the single pivot. That is it. Alongside Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard. That is the midfield three of Arsenal. And I think if at all he brings it like that, they are going to give our midfield a very huge problem. That is the midfield of Man United, because you anticipate that he's going to win all the midfield battles, because Casemiro is good, but he looks isolated every time he's playing alongside Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes. Unless otherwise, Sofiane Amrabat is passed to obviously play into that fixture of Manchester United versus Arsenal. That is it. Unless otherwise, we put in another moving body into that midfield. That's when we can match that intensity of Thomas Partey, Odegaard and Declan Rice. Declan Rice is a very huge addition into that midfield of Arsenal, and if at all you know it, it's really going to be one of those that you need to obviously talk about and pay a lot of attention to detail too. So that midfield is going to be versing Sofiane, it's going to be versing Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes and Eriksen as it stands. I don't see Scott McTominay coming in through. And some Arsenal fans might be pissed because they know what it means playing them into that midfield without Mason Mount. Because Mason Mount would have been an ideal starter for this club of Manchester United, but he's injured and he might return after the international break. That is the midfield three of Arsenal that we anticipate to take on Manchester United. Now, the front three of Arsenal, obviously, we are going to have Bukayo Saka right forward. According to me, no negotiation onto that. He's going to start. Left forward, it's going to be Gabriel Martinelli. Now the big question is going to be on who is going to lead the line. Is it going to be Edin Nketiah, Gabriel Jesus or Kai Havertz? Out of those three, the most informed is Edin Nketiah. Jesus is coming from injury, and Kai Havertz leads the line, especially in big games like this. But I think he would like to play him when he's would like him to lead the line when he's playing away at Old Trafford. That is it. But all I know is that it's going to be Edin Nketiah leading the line for the club of Arsenal. So that is my predicted starting 11 of Arsenal. You can really tell me your subtractions and additions onto this team, and who is the numerator of all this and who's going to be the denominator as far as this game of football is concerned. So my prediction is the best United can get out of this game, to me, it's a draw. And I'm going to be surprised if all United win. That is it. I'm going to be surprised because I believe that crowd at Arsenal is really fearless, and it's going to hype Arsenal to obviously take them to the next level. And I'm talking about Man United, and I think Man United need to really do the needful, punch beyond their weight to obviously see themselves not losing this game of football. Arsenal is the favorite to win the game, and I see Arsenal having an edge. And if United is to stop Arsenal, the only result that United can get that is positive. I see a draw written all over this game. I don't see a win. That is it. I don't see a win written all over this game on the side of Man United. I see a win of Arsenal written all over this game, and United, unless otherwise, Sofyan Amrabat comes in through and he's played in that midfield. But if we go with the midfield we're having, it will be rained down, and after being rained down, we are going to obviously get tired. When you look at Arsenal, they're really having more players on the bench that can come on and impact the game, you know. But for United, you're going to be having Garnacho, Sancho, Rasmus Højlund. That forward line is okay. We are having very many players in the forward line that can impact the game. But ask yourself, who is going to impact our game in the midfield? Scott McTominay? You wouldn't like that. Hannibal? You wouldn't like that. Unless you see Sofyan Amrabat traveling to London. That's when I'm going to be 100% sure that United can get a win out of this. So that's what I had for you here onto my channel. I'm predicting a win of Arsenal, and if at all United do the best, we are going to obviously go in for a draw from the Emirates. Thank you guys for watching through. Your predictions are welcome in the comment section below. That's what I had for you. Arsenal versus Man United, all that over to you, and I sign out, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Juma Karim. I'm out.